What is Hatch and Tug Peeps? OldManTup coming at you today with our week 7 of the WBE. Finally, I know what you're thinking, Tup, tomorrow is week 8 upload. Why is this coming out so late? A lot of IRL things just keep seeming to pop up every time I go to sit down and record. And so, my apologies. I'm hoping this will be the last week that we are this late with things. Tomorrow is our match with the Bullet Punch Club owner, Uzi Gunner. But today is all about Cybertron VGC, Aaron Cybertron Zhang, and his team. So let's take a look at the team that he has to build with going into this week. It is Excelgor, Conqueror, Guzzlord, Cartana, Blissey, Bamaswine, Aromatisse, Miltank, Rotom Heat, and Mega Slowbro. I had to remember what the changes were because the team that I had jotted down changed going into the week we played. So Aromatisse and Blissey got added over a few things. So that was something I had to keep in mind. Aromatisse, one of my favorite Pokemon to use in draft format. Love Aromatisse so much. It is probably my favorite fairy type. But anyways, that was a team he has to work with, and I really wanted to put a good foot forward against Aaron. I had just, I'm going to throw huge air quotes here, met him at Pokemon International Championships North America a couple weeks prior to this match, and I talked to him, super genuine guy, and he threw me some huge compliments about how I had been getting better as a draft format player, being that we were in the GBA together at the time, and just gave me some amazing compliments, which, coming from someone you've looked up to as a competitor from VGC to draft format, you know, just melts your heart, makes you smile, makes you feel good. So you want to show someone that you respect that much, that you value their opinions, and show them that they were right. And Aaron is someone I've been following for a very long time, so I'm somewhat familiar with his thought process going into matches, whether it's VGC and or draft format. So this is a team we brought against Aaron. We've got Rotom Wash, Specs Rotom Wash, and that's what we're going to lead with here. It is just Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Trick, and Defog. That's it. Next, we have a Sub-Nasty Plot Mismagius. The team that I read off just gets bopped by Ghost and Fighting type attacks. Just completely bopped. So, that was why we brought what we got. Next, we have a Klefki. What was this Klefki? This was a Magnet Rise Klefki, if I'm not mistaken, to be able to come in on Mamoswine and pretty much just drop a deuce in its cereal and make it eat those nasty poo cornflakes. So, that was what we had here. I think this was a Calm Mind Dazzling Gleam set, if I remember right, this week. But we'll have to take a look at that. Next we have Gliscor, who I believe was our physical wall going into this, and our Rock Setter. Next we have Megazord X, and it was a fairly standardish DD set. And last but not least, we have Hariyama, who is an adamant attacker, and he just drops bombs. If you want to see the full breakdown of the team, the Pokepaste for it will be in the comments down below. Now what you're thinking, Tup, look at that fresh swag you got. That does not look like your old Pirattatas shirt. That's because this is a new one. And if you haven't seen it, the Onage shop, or however you say that, has a this is a WBE, a WBE shop, and you can get these fantastical shirts there. So go check that out. Enjoy it. If you get yourself a Pittsburgh Pirattatas shirt, take a picture of yourself in it, send it to me, and you could be the Bucktooth Bucko of the episode. We're going to bring that back for the last couple weeks here. If you want to be Bucktooth Bucko of the episode, let me know in the comment section down below, and we will make a Bucktooth Bucko every episode of the WBE and or Bucko related upload. So keep that in mind. Let me know why you think you should be the Bucktooth Bucko, or if you do fan art. I always put fan art in my videos if I get it. Like I said, if you get yourself some merchandise, take a picture of yourself with it, or take a picture of your merchandise. I'll throw it up for a couple seconds and say, hey, this person is awesome. Best way to send those to me is on Twitter or Discord. Now that we've taken a drink of coffee, and we're 5 minutes deep in, we can start this match. But as you can see, he's going to lead out with a Mamoswine, and we're going to lead out with our Rotom Wash, and we're going to make a very, very bold prediction turn 1. Knowing Aaron and the way he plays, I don't think he's going to stay in. And even if he does, he doesn't have anything that can hit us that hard. Mamoswine does have access to Freeze Dry, but even a Stone Edge isn't going to one-hit KO us unless he crits us. We are max, I believe, Tim and max speed with the specs. He is just going to switch out here, so I'm like, okay, turn 1 gamble pays off. And I expected him not to think that I was just going to straight... I expected him to think I'd straight Hydro Pump because I usually play fairly conservative turn 1. So, like I said, I'm really trying to step up my game. We are going to see the Flame Orb here to activate his Guts. And we're just going to set up a sub here, because the worst thing he can do is stay in and knock off and we lose 25% of our health, which we're getting leftovers from. But he's going to bring in Aromatisse here, so I don't want to set up just yet. But I want to drop Shadow Ball, try and gauge how much damage we can get off to see whether this is a mixed, specially, or physically bulky Aromatisse. And that does a decent amount, and based off that, we can guess that he's probably much more defensive. So, even Zero Investment Moonblast is going to break our substitute all the times. So we knew that would happen, but we do just get the Shadow Ball off. Now, I don't think he's going to stay in because of the special defense drop we got on the Shadow Ball, so I believe we just sub up again here. And he brings a Miltank, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, could this be the moment we need? So we drop another sub here, and we're just going to take this next turn in Nasty Plot, because I don't know if he'll try right away to break our substitute, or if he'll try and get rocks up first, maybe. But we do Nasty Plot up. And I'm just like, okay, we're sitting in a pretty good position right now behind a sub. And he's going to start cursing, so I'm just like, okay. After a Nasty Plot, a fully, specially defensive Miltank, we can still 2-hit KO majority of the time, even with lefties. So we are going to get an incoming call here for some reason. And we're going to drop the Hidden Power Fighting. That does a huge amount of damage to him. He is going to go for the Body Slam, revealing that he is scrappy, which kind of what we figured when he brought it in on us. But even after the leftovers, that Hidden Power Fire is easily a 2-hit KO. So he's going to switch out here. He's going to go into his Aromatisse, and there isn't really a reason for me to get cheeky and try and predict anything here. So we do just drop a Hidden Power Fire, and considering he was left at the range, a non-boosted Shadow Ball did damage to him before, and that was about 33%. I think a +2 Shadow Ball should clean KO unless we got a high-low roll here. We're going to drop Shadow Ball, and that is easily going to take this Aromatisse out. So, Trophy Wife showing why she gets showed off all the times, and is going to just bop these things. So we're going to switch out here. We're going to go into Hariyama because we're fully expecting him to expect us to go into Rotom Wash, and he does reveal that he has the Freeze Dry tech. But we are Hariyama. We're Guts Hariyama, unfortunately, and not the Thick Fat, because that would have done virtually nothing with the Thick Fat. But we're just going to knock off here, because we know he has to switch out, and Slowbro is most likely his switch here. So we're going to get the knockoff, does a huge amount of damage to this Slowbro, and he's either going to Mega Up or switch out, predicting us to switch, which gives us the option to go into Rotom Wash. Now, Well, they left us a voicemail from Chicago, Illinois. I don't know anybody from there, but if that's you, shout out to you, person. Just gonna go for the toxic here, so I'm like, okay. Now, he's probably gonna think we're gonna hydro pump, so he isn't going to go into Mammoth Swine, but we're just gonna make a bold prediction again and volt switch on what's in front of us. And we get the prediction right. Aaron stays in, expecting us to expect him to switch into Mammoth Swine, and we get to kill that Slowbro for only getting a Toxic on Rotom, which is fantastic. So we're going to go right back out into Hariyama here, because there isn't a lot he can do to a Hariyama straight off the bat. Now he's going to Body Slam us. Now, this does have the chance to give us a Paralysis, but that would only make us stronger, because we're slower and everything on his team that he brought anyways. So we are max attack, adamant, and we just dropped close combat. So I'm like, okay, easy peasy. Now, I believe we have the Iapa Berry this week. Now he's going to bring in Kartana. I'm like, there's only one of two reasons he could bring in a Kartana. And he sets up a Swords Dance here. So I'm like, I don't want to switch out. If he Scarf, we'll see what he locks himself into, but I don't want to risk him getting any kind of setup on this thing. If he Z-move, I want to see if maybe he'll burn it this turn. But at this point, we'll see that he's Scarfed if he is, and he'll just straight up attack us and try and get a Beast Boost. What I have left on the team, I can work around the most common moves that Kartana can bring. So, if he Leaf Blades, we go into Zardex, we Mega Up, and unless he crits us at +1, he isn't going to kill Mega Zardex with Leaf Blade. If he Smart Strikes, fairly same thing. We can live +1 Smart Strike. If he goes for whatever the fighting type move is Kartana has, Sacred Sword, whichever one it is, we go into Gliscor because we have physical Gliscor. If he... That was the 4 moves they normally run. I mean, if he knocks off, he isn't going to kill us, so... Yeah. So, he does go for the Swords Dance here. We aren't going to close combat. We did pack the Fire Punch for this thing, and unless he's, like, super ultra defensive, we are going to kill this in one shot. Because, like I said, we are max attack with, like, 100 million base attack stat. So, we do get to kill that Kartana. We knew at this point he was going to have to try and pull some cheeky moves. And he's just going to freeze dry again, predicting us to go into the Rotom. But we survived this at -1. We're going to pop our Iapa Berry, get 50% health back, and we're going to get to drop a close combat on this thing. So I'm like, is he really locked into freeze dry? Nope. He's not Scarfed. He's not Banded. He is the Focus Sash, which is why he led with this thing. So we have this thing down to 1 HP, and at this point, I'm really upset that I didn't bring Bullet Punch on this thing, because we could have ended this thing's life. Hariyama could have got a kill and would have been sitting in a really good spot to be able to switch out and save this thing, which ultimately would have preserved differential, which I'm not worried about, but you know, that's always in the back of your head. Now that we know this thing isn't Scarfed, we can bring in our Miss Magus. We're going to live an Ice Shard. I mean, even a crit at that range, I don't think 100% was a guaranteed kill. We're going to get off the Shadow Ball. Miss Magus is just going to get those HP lefties back. Conkeldurr is going to come out here. Now, Conkeldurr at this range cannot survive a modest max special attack Shadow Ball. Cannot. We've already established the fact that it isn't bulky enough based off the damage we did to it with our Specs Rotom. So we play Aaron Cybertron Zhang, one of our heroes who we got to meet this year, and we get to 5-0 him for the first victory of our WBE season. So we are not going quietly into the night without a victory this year. We pull off a W against Aaron Cybertron Zhang. Thank you to Aaron for figuring out a time. We both had really hectic schedules leading up to this week, which is why we actually played it, I think, the day our upload was supposed to be. So big thanks to him for working with me to get our schedules hammered out for that. So, alright guys, that was a fast and furious match, but we got the good turn 1 prediction, and it pretty much just snowballed for us from there. Unfortunately for Aaron, he was playing off the back foot the entire match, which was why he had to try to make as big a plays as he could to recapture that momentum. But we played that match with only 3 of our Pokemon seeing the field, which was Rotom, Mismagius, and the Hariyama. And I mean, all 3 of them putting in the finest of work, doing exactly what I brought them for this week. So, thank you everybody for being patient and showing your support, even though things have been super hectic. Update from last week, if you're still sticking around at the almost 16-minute mark, my dog has recovered from what he had. What we were worried about last week was they literally told us he's either having a severe allergic reaction to something or liver failure, both of which had the potential to be fatal, and they were telling us to prep for the worst. So we got through the weekend. He wasn't any better. We did take him back to the vet, but the vet said that the signs that she had seen that made her think that possibly that he was not going to make it had gone away. It was a lot of stuff she was checking in his stomach with his skin elasticity and the feel of it. They did an x-ray when we took him back. They said everything looked fantastic, to just stay the course, because he wasn't exhibiting any different symptoms to us. He was still very lethargic. He wasn't moving. His rashes weren't clearing up. But everything did clear up. Wow, we guess he just got into something he wasn't used to being into. And that was that. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'm OldManTup, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.